All right, Mr. Taliaferro TV, how's everybody doing out there? The two best words in team sports. Game 7. Oh my goodness. And it was a good game, ladies and gentlemen. Now let me go ahead and give you a heads up. This game started out super duper ugly and slow in the first half, but just watch the highlight all the way through. It does pick up. Denver Nuggets at home, the number 2 seed in the Western Conference, taking on the San Antonio Spurs, the number 7 seed, but they got the experience versus the youth of the Denver Nuggets. Haven't been out of the first round since 2009. You can tell that I'm excited about this highlight. I don't want to wait any longer. Let's get into it. Woo! Out the gate, it was about Nikola Jokic. So pretty much the entire Nuggets team struggled in the first half. You can tell they had a little bit of Game 7 jitters, except for their star, Nikola Jokic. He came out and balled. Tip in, and he scores. It's 29-18. The Nuggets are up 11. Nuggets play with energy again, just came out with some jitters. So did the San Antonio Spurs. I'm not used to the Spurs not being good in great game settings. This is new to me. Rudy Gay would get blocked here by Will Barton. Rudy Gay would come back after that and put together a really good game for the Spurs. He actually was the guy to keep them in this ball game for the first half and most of the third quarter as well. As we go to the locker room, Miles Plumlee with the jam, and the Nuggets are up double digits. In the third quarter, you see more of the same. Jamal Murray would get it going. Tough shot after tough shots. Again, like I said, Rudy Gay would get it going. Sizing up Jokic and drilling the 3. Off the bench, Rudy Gay would have 21 points to lead the Spurs. He was the only one that didn't shoot the ball poorly from the field. Again, Jamal Murray heading to the cup for 2. Now Jamal Murray sizing up LaMarcus Aldridge. I got that all day. I want that one-on-one ISO. I don't need nobody else. And then nice pass from Jokic up top to Gary Harris. Jokic had a game-high 10 assists. Now the Spurs are down 13 and Gary Forbes drills a 3. It's a 10-point game in the fourth. Can the Spurs make a run? DeMar DeRozan scoring. He struggled in this game, but he would put together a couple plays late. 76-68. Will Barton goes straight down the lane. Nobody's going to contest that. He jams it home. It's a 10-point game. Nuggets are up 8 in the fourth quarter, but the Spurs are coming back. Big block here from Rudy Gay, getting some get back on Will Barton from that block in the first half. Now DeMar DeRozan finding Rudy Gay going to the cup over Jokic, who's in foul trouble. It's a 6-point game, ladies and gentlemen. The Spurs struggled all game, but down the stretch, they come out. Big 2 from DeMar DeRozan. It's down to 4. The Nuggets are up 6. Who do you call on for a basket? You go to Jokic. He makes the great pass into Craig, who scores. It's an 8-point game, but the Spurs are not going anywhere. It's Brent Forbes. Beautiful stroke he's got. He drills the 3. He was 3 or 4 from the 3-point line. It's a 5-point game. Now it's a 4-point game here. And the Spurs get loose after a Nuggets miss, and Forbes jams it home. It's a 2-point game with 40 seconds to go. Can the Spurs pull off the comeback and shock this Nuggets fan base at home? No, Jamal Murray with the clutch basket. Now the Spurs are down 4 with 30 seconds to go. They got to go quickly. It's blocked off the glass again. I told you about DeMar DeRozan struggling. I'll get to him momentarily. And for some odd reason, with the Spurs down 4, they opt to not foul, and pretty much the game is over. The Denver Nuggets win Game 7 by the final score of 90-86. I want to read off a couple box scores here. My guy Nikola Jokic, that MVP of that Nuggets team, he had a big-time ball game. 21 points, 10 assists, 15 boards. And Jamal Murray chipped in. Big fourth quarter from him like he has done a couple times in this series. He had 23 points for the game. Let's go over to the Spurs real quick. LaMarcus Aldridge struggled from the field. 16 shots, only made 6 of them. Finishes with 16 points, 11 boards. Not good enough. DeMar DeRozan, 19 points on 21 shots. Had 8 rebounds and 6 assists, so give him credit, but just not good enough. 21 shots to get 19 points is not going to do it in Popovich's offense. Derek White, only 21 minutes. Remember, he had a big game in this series, a couple of them. It was not a big game for him. 0 for 7 from the field, 4 points. The Spurs only play 8 players, and they lose in Game 7, and their season is over. Real quick, before we talk about the Denver Nuggets and their upcoming matchup against the Portland Trail Blazers, let's talk Spurs here. You know, DeMar DeRozan seems to be a good guy, and I'm going to do a video on this, so stay tuned for my video on this tomorrow. DeMar DeRozan seems to be a good guy. he just has not been a big game performer throughout his career. He always struggles. When DeMar was on the line, it just seems like other guys wanted a little bit more than he does. Or I don't know what it is, because the guy looks like he puts in the work. It looks like he wants it. But somehow, someway, when I'm watching the game, it seems like that other guy just gets to his spots better when it's in a critical game and DeRozan's on the court. I'm sorry. I'm just telling y'all what my eyes tell me. And unfortunately for DeRozan, as he loses in the game 7, just an hour or so before, and I'm sure he watched a little bit of this, he had to watch the guy who he was traded for, Kawhi Leonard, not only drop 45 points, but lead the Raptors to a Game 1 win. In the round that the Raptors got eliminated last year, they got swept by LeBron them. Pretty much LeBron by himself last year. Now it looks like the Raptors are well on their way to heading to the Eastern Conference Finals, as Kawhi Leonard and Pascal Siakam ain't missing right now, bro. So DeMar DeRozan, his legacy right now is when it's playoff time, he just is not around. Great regular season player, but just not so good in the playoffs. LaMarcus Aldridge, he deserves a little bit of blame too. It's easy to bring up DeRozan struggles, but let's make it clear, LaMarcus Aldridge, historically throughout his career, has not been great in big game settings, and he was not great tonight. And the Spurs got a lot of decisions to make. Maybe consider trading Aldridge and getting younger. Maybe maybe trading Aldridge for a top 10 pick. I don't know what you do. We'll talk about that obviously more as the summer nears. Very disappointing season for the Spurs. Probably shouldn't have been a 7 seed, so I'm not going to give them an out because they lost to a 2 seed. They had a decent team, and they should have been better than a 7 seed. And I'm throwing out the idea of, you think Greg Popovich might retire? I'm just throwing it out there. Do y'all think Greg Popovich might consider retirement? I mean, where is he going from here? What if the Spurs can't make a trade? What if no one wants DeMar DeRozan or LaMarcus Aldridge? You got a lot of D-League guys who have worked their asses off to get to this level, but don't really have a lot of trade value because a lot of people around the league know that these guys only work in Pop's system. I wonder, does Greg Popovich, we know around this time last year he lost his wife, got rested dead. I wonder, does Popovich consider retirement? I don't know. We'll see. I think this might be one of the first years where Pop could say, you know what, I've had a great career. I'm looking at the Western Conference. It's only getting better. I couldn't beat Denver. Maybe it's enough for me. I don't know. 5 championships, one of the greatest coaches of all time. We'll see. Now let's swing over and give a quick preview. My preview of the Nuggets and the Portland Trail Blazers. The full one will be up tomorrow. Let's talk quickly here about this series. What I see from this Nuggets team as they battled and showed a lot of resiliency against that Spurs team that did make a run there. Jokic has been phenomenal, man. He can get a bucket for that that Nuggets team whenever he wants to, really, to be honest with you. Portland scares me. All right, Enes Kanter right now is a question mark for this series. A big question mark. If he doesn't play, they pretty much have nothing inside. They're already missing Jokic. Denver, they're going to have some guys on that court that like their matchups a little bit more than they did what they had last round. I mean, think about this. If you're a guy like Jamal Murray, you had to play against Pop's defense. Now, next round, you're going to have a smaller guy, Jamal Murray, or CJ McCollum probably guard you, or Damian Lillard. If I'm Jamal Murray, I like my matchup. All right, now he's going to have to defend his behind off, but I like my matchup. You had some big wings over there for the Spurs, a Rudy Gay and DeMar DeRozan that kind of made it tough for these guys at times. They're going to be taller than a lot of these guys for the Trailblazers. We'll see. I'll give y'all my full preview and prediction in the morning. But congratulations to the Denver Nuggets. Enjoy your win tonight. We'll get into that tomorrow. As in 2 days, they got to face the Portland Trailblazers. And yeah, they got home court at least. That's one good thing about it. Thank y'all so much for the time, love, support. Don't take it for granted. Game 7. The Denver Nuggets are victorious in a low-scoring affair in today's NBA. They beat the San Antonio Spurs in 7 games, 90-86. And officially, my first round is complete. I did a highlight to every game in the first round. How many people you know can say they did that? And we just going to keep moving. We well on our way to doing every highlight for the second round as well. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids. You are now tuned in.
Yeah, we locked in right now,
Mr.Taliaferro.
Shout out to Mr. Taliaferro.
You're watching Mr. Taliaferro TV.
Mr. Taliaferro TV, here with the triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.